Alright, so you should have out your paint palette, some water, a paintbrush, a paper towel, your painting, and if you want to do one of the techniques from the video yesterday, you can have either salt or saran wrap as well. I'm not going to use salt or saran wrap for mine. I'm going to do the first technique it showed in the video yesterday. First of all, I want us to be able to mix colors. So what I'm first going to do is clean off this side of my palette. This is the side I can use to mix colors. You do not have to mix colors, but I will show you today if you are interested in doing that. So I want to make sure I get this all nice and clean. So right now I'm just painting with water on my paint palette to clean it all up. And then I'm going to wipe it with my paper towel. So now I have a clean workspace if I wanted to mix any colors. So for this project we're going to be using cool colors for our winter sky. So our cool colors are going to be just these three right here: green, blue, and violet. So I can use any of those three colors in my sky and I can mix them all on the side of my palette. So let me go ahead and clean off my brush. Remember, I showed you guys this in class before. You need to do the brush check before you can pick up a new color. It looks like there's still a little bit of purple on my brush, so I can clean it off again. And if no purple comes off on my paper towel, then I'm good to go ahead and pick up my first color. So I want to mix a turquoise. To make a turquoise, I am going to combine my blue and my green. So I'm just dipping my brush in water and then dipping it in my paint and then on my tray. So I'll do the same thing with the green. Dip it in my paint and then my tray. And I get this really pretty turquoise. So I really like that color. I'm going to mix just a little bit more of it and then I'm going to paint water on my background of my paper. So make sure you guys are working at a table that can get messy or that you have a paper underneath your paper. So I'm going to start by just painting with water on the background. And you could tape your painting down so it doesn't go up like this on the sides. But you don't have to do that. Okay, so I painted my sky with water first. Note that our sky is going to be the only part that we are going to paint. We are not going to paint the hills, and we're not going to paint the trees. Oh, by the way, if you accidentally mess up, it can clean up really easily if you just grab some water on your brush and paint with water over the mess up area and then dab it with your paper towel. It doesn't come perfectly off, but it does clean up nicely. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and pick up my turquoise and paint it on my sky. And you can use straight lines or curved lines. You can decide what you want to do for making it look like a really awesome winter sky. So now I'm going to paint a little bit more water on here, and I'm going to grab just blue and watch it swirl around my sky. Again, be careful that you don't get any paint on your hills or trees. And it would be really nice to add salt over this if you want it to look like you have maybe some stars in your sky. Alright, so I'm going to paint with a little bit more water and add some purple as well. Make sure you're always doing the brush check before dipping your brush in your paint. And have fun with this. The only rule is that you're using cool colors and that you're only painting the sky. But you can have really fun with what you choose to put in the sky, what kind of pattern, what technique. Like I said, you can use the saran wrap technique and the salt technique. So I'm just going to add a little bit more to mine, maybe a little bit of green. And I'm just going to make sure my paper is pretty wet so that the paint can spread really nicely. Okay, so I don't want to add too much. I think I'm probably good now. Alright, so now we just need to find a good place for this to dry, and then we can get it turned in. Alright, thanks for watching. Make sure that you clean out your palette really, really well when you're done.